try to do a picture beforehand. I think Jen has to do that. I'll put the cover, but that. So what's the singing?
You'll be doing it.
I have a cricket that's going to advance the slides.
Yeah, and you.
And our little notebook will be right there.
So usually what they do, Jennifer, is they do this. And then depending on you, whether you're this person, you can do this. Depending on your height.
Test.
Stacey's going to introduce you. I was like, I saw it. I saw Sal. So I think I see if you wanted to blind council, we have she can send it to us. Well, actually, I don't know. I don't want to put somebody with which is way more thoughtful and allowed us to strategically. So this time we met, we looked at everybody, and we put them together so they can I think there's somebody who is like a big business and somebody who just started a business. So just do some checks. Support. Just support.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. Those of you that have come to our events before, you absolutely know this is my least favorite thing to do, which is interrupt all this conversation. So I appreciate you coming into community and finding your seats. Thank you so much. I was going to volunteer one of our beautiful officers to do it. They said they thought I could use my storytelling voice to invite you all to find your seats. So, good afternoon, everyone. We're so happy that you're here today. Welcome to the 2026 State of the City
For those of you I haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet, I'm Kathleen Ferris, and I have the pleasure of serving as your Chief Executive Officer for the Claremont Chamber. Oh, it feels like I've been here forever. It's been 14 months. So before we begin, what I'd like to do is invite some housekeeping items, which is if you could please put your cell phones on vibrate or quiet or turn them upside down so you can be fully present for the program and for those that you're sitting at the table with. One thing about our community is we love being in community and having conversations, and sometimes these yearly events are one of the only opportunities that we get to communicate with each other. So thank you for doing that. Today is truly special because we have an opportunity to hear from our council later today, and because you're all here. So thank you for making time out of your busy days and running your businesses to come. Here's, for those of you that have not come to our State of the City, if you've been to other city events in other cities, how ours works is this. We'll have some introductions and some recognition of some of our elected officials and our city staff. You'll hear directly from our council later today. And there'll be an opportunity at the end for public comment, similarly as you experience when you go to the city council meetings, which will have a microphone over here, and our council will let you know how that'll work. And now what I'd like to do is invite our board chair, Josh Mary, to come up and say a few words. It's usually a race to see who can get up here first between Kay and I. We have sister and brother vibes.
Thank you, Kathleen. I had a really good speech planned. It was epic. It had tears, it had laughter, it had everything in it. She told me I would get 45 minutes originally, but then she just knocked me down to 45 seconds. So, yeah. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. Glad to have you. It's been a year since the last one. It flew by. It feels like we were just here the other day. Thank you to the city and the wonderful staff, the amazing chamber team, and the city council, and our wonderful Mrs. Mayor for having us. And hope you guys have a good time. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Josh. It's kind of hard to follow in John Ivor's steps, so I appreciate Josh's leadership. We're grateful for all of our partners and our volunteers, and a lot of them are running their own businesses every day. What I'd like to do now is invite Vanessa Van Hollen, the owner of Restoration One, who is also the chair of our ambassadors, to lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. Vanessa?
Good morning. Can I get everybody to please stand? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Vanessa. You know, this community, it does take a village. Everybody comes alongside our team to be able to support these types of events and our partners from the East. So at this time, I'm honored to introduce Amy Sells, who will be performing the national anthem for us today. Amy is a mezzo-soprano who has performed in musical theater productions and venues throughout Southern California. Her recent roles include Marnie in Little Women, Mother Abbess in The Sound of Music, and Aldonza in Man of La Mancha. She also performs regularly at senior living communities and special events, sharing Broadway favorites and classic songs with audiences across the region. In addition to her work on stage, Amy has dedicated more than 30 years of public service and local government and currently serves as the Deputy City Manager for the City of Hurricane Valley. Please join me in welcoming Amy to the stage.
Oh, say, can you see
stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting here and there, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Thank you, Amy. That is definitely hard to follow, right? I'll do my best to follow that. So our events that we do allow us to serve all of you. And so what I'd like to do is recognize some of our sponsors and our chamber partners, and then of course, those that serve our community as elected officials. Our table sponsors, Citrus College, your community college of choice. Foothill Gold Line, also table sponsor, thank you. Our community builder sponsor for today's event, More Media, our videography team that are here today. The Claremont Club, Empowerment Means Success, Journey Financial Group, and Edward Jones, Dominic Valdez, and Michael Delgado. Our friends in the chamber for today, Reese Corp, Coaching, Advising, and Consulting, you might recognize that name, one of the many cool companies, Holiday Rock, SoCal Gas, and Regano Photo and Video. Thank you for supporting the State of the City today. As I shared earlier, our partners come alongside our team. We only exist to serve the membership and our community as a whole. Our chamber partners make an annual contribution to the work of the chamber. They give of themselves financially, their time, and their talent. Our platinum partners are Golden State Water Company, DoubleTree by Claremont, and Claremont Toyota. Let's give them a round of applause. Our gold partners are Claremont Lincoln University, Claremont Mazda, Zach Taylor Heating and Air, and Foothill Transit. Fly Ontario, it's only one airport to fly out of, right, Ontario? The Claremont Club, Foothill Gold Line, Southern California Edison, and California Bank and Trust. Our bronze chamber partners are the Rankin Company, Fairway Mondi Home Loans, and Edward Jones. Also Brown's partner, DoorDash, Discover Claremont, and the one with the most energy in town, Smart Property Services Inc., Stacy Kaepernick. She wears many hats, and gives of her time, talent, and money. Thank you, Stacy. Our work in Claremont, again, I use the word partner a lot, and some of you will hear me say human, because when we can see each other as human and partners, our work can elevate out into the community and beyond. And it wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for our elected officials who come alongside our team and show up tirelessly, even at 7:30 a.m. for Zoom calls. Sam, right? And Zane, 7:30 for our GOC. And I'd like to recognize them at this time. So from Office of Assembly Member John Harabedian's office, Sam Villanueva, representative. Thank you, Sam. Representatives have a lot of work to do to support their elected officials, so thank you, Sam. From the Office of Supervisor Catherine Porter, Vicki Paul. From the Office of Judy Chu, Zane Aga. From Claremont Unified School District, Dr. Jim Sasser, Superintendent. The kindest man I know next to John Nyberg, who always answers my text messages, no matter when I send them, so thank you. Also from the Claremont Unified School District, Ms. Catherine Dunn, School Board Member. From Citrus College, Ms. Laura Bollinger, Vice President, Board of Trustees. From Keck Graduate Institute, Dr. Mohammed Abu Salam, President. Thank you all for your partnership and your commitment to our community. We're honored to have with us today our mayor and city council, who you will hear from in just a little bit. We will feed you. If you're not already eating your salad and this is your first time here, please start with your salad. It's okay, because you will get an actual meal. So Mayor Jennifer Stark is here with us today. Mayor Stark. Vice Mayor Ed Reese. Councilmember Corey Kalaikai. Councilmember Sal Medina. And Councilmember Jed Leon. We also lead alongside our inspirational city manager, who I just adore working with because he's super kind and always listens and has great feedback for us. We meet every month, and it's very helpful for me as coming into this role, so thank you, Adam. He's here today, our city manager. And our assistant city manager, Jamie Earl. And my lunch partner in crime, Katie Wan, our deputy city manager. We do have an amazing community that comes together, and our board of directors, I enjoy walking alongside each of them and leading. There are 18 of them, and don't worry, I'm not going to announce them all, because really I should announce all of your names. I know most of them. You can test me later. I'll use this sheet to cheat. Josh Mayer, our board chair, you've already met. Matt Zertucci, chair-elect, you might have seen him outside. Matt. John Nyberg, everybody knows John, our treasurer and past chair. Thank you all for coming alongside me and putting up with me. Being a partner in crime with me, I really appreciate it. It's been a fun ride so far, and so thank you for your leadership and your partnership. Again, I mentioned, I'm not going to mention everyone's name, but this is our board. Again, there are 18 of them, and there are quite a few of them here today. So if you are a board member for the chamber, if you could stand. That's Dominic, Stacy, Jim, Colin, Pat, and Jennifer. The amount of time and energy that all of these beautiful board members give to our chamber makes us a team whole. We also have ambassadors who I'm sure you met out front when you were checking in. They were also the kind people at the door saying, please wait until 1 o'clock. We're definitely a big team. We recruited more ambassadors this year, and there are 18, which Vanessa is leading that charge. If you're an ambassador, if you could please stand. So that's Laura, Joseph, Anna, Dominic, Darlene, Stacy, Pat, I think that's everybody that's here today. Also, this event production was put on by our mighty team of 4. Some people think that we have like 10 employees. Well, we pretend there's 10 of us, but there's really only 4. Because when you're neurodivergent, like some of us are, we work like the group of 10. So our member services operations manager, who you met out front, potentially is Anissa Herrero. And Shannon is from our events and marketing. She's in charge of all the things. And our 4th member couldn't be here today because, God bless her, she's at school. That is Natalia, and we want to tell her thank you on our camera because she also, in her spare time, made the centerpieces for us today. So special thanks to Natalia for her great work. So our role today is really to serve as conveners to create space for connection, conversation, and community. So what I'd like to invite you now is to enjoy your lunch. Our mayor and city council will come to the stage at 12 o'clock, and we will see you then. Enjoy your lunch.
That's where I was going. That's not everyone else. I don't have any. Tilted? Tilted in? Okay. You do, you do. Awesome. Stay up for a while. I don't know what I'm looking at. Stay up here for a while. You got it? One of them? One of them?
Hello, everyone. Go ahead and continue to eat because it's just me for a minute.
We always need time to have a bio break and make sure we can enjoy our lunch. Give Stacy a minute. So again, we are so happy to have you all here. We're going to start the hormone program in just a moment. What I'd like to do though is invite Stacy Caponegro here. She is the owner of Smart Property Services Inc., a board member, a chair of Village Venture Arts and Culture event. Let's see, the Turkey Trot Human. What else? All the fun things. And she's going to introduce our mayor.
Thank you, Kathleen. I don't know how to say no. I say yes to almost everything, so just ask me the volunteer. But it is my pleasure to introduce our mayor, Jennifer Stark, to come up and say a few words. However, before we start, a little birdie told me that Jennifer is celebrating a birthday tomorrow. And we would like to celebrate her today by singing happy birthday on the count of three. So, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to you. Thank you, everyone. Come on up, Jennifer.
I'll slice it really small.
Well, that was really sweet. Thank you so much. Yes, tomorrow is my birthday, and it's also my son's birthday. I had my first child on my birthday, and then today is his daughter's birthday, which was so close to being on our birthday, but I'll take this. So anyways, thank you so much. It is such a pleasure to be here with everyone today. I'm just looking for the script. Okay, and also Stacy, thank you so much for that sweet welcome. As I was saying, I'm so happy to be here with all of you this afternoon to present the state of the city. This presentation is an opportunity to share. Hold on, is it okay if I put this on top of the computer? Will it? Just so that I'm not looking down all the time. Thank you. This presentation is an opportunity to share the wonderful work of our staff and to spotlight our community partnerships with all of you guys, and to introduce new projects and to feature programs that are available to our community. Before we begin our presentation, I would like to take this opportunity to introduce my colleagues again. Vice Mayor Reese, Councilmember Medina, Councilmember Kalaikai, Councilmember Lieno, they're all still here. And also to acknowledge our city's executive team. Again, our city manager, Mr. Peary, assistant city manager, Jamie Earl, deputy assistant manager, Katie Wan, community development director, Brad Johnson. He hasn't been introduced yet. There he is. Community Services Director Jeremy Swan, there he is. Recreation and Human Services Director Melissa Valaro. Finance Director Jeremy Starkey. And Captain Buzz Ewing and Captain Jason Walters. All of the work that we do in the city would not be possible without the leadership from city staff. Thank you so much from on behalf of City Council and on behalf of our entire community. Thank you for your dedication and your expertise. We really appreciate it. In addition to our department heads, we have other staff members from the city's departments in attendance. Could I please ask all of city staff to stand, and we'll love to take a moment to recognize you and appreciate you. Thank you for coming, and thank you again for the work you do. Thank you also to the staff at the Chamber of Commerce for coordinating today's event, and the Chamber Board for inviting us to share some of the city's accomplishments this year with our business community. And also, special thanks again to Natalia. The arrangements were beautiful. It's my privilege to present to you the City of Claremont's State of the City. Today we gather not only to reflect on where we are, but to look ahead, because the story of Claremont has always been one of investing in our future. Claremont is a city built with intention. From our tree-lined streets and our historic village, our thriving colleges, our beautiful distinct neighborhoods, and the small businesses, generations before us made deliberate investments. They made investments in our education, in our infrastructure, in our public safety, sustainability, and the character of our communities. Because of their vision, we enjoy a city that is vibrant, resilient, and deeply connected. Now it is our turn. Investing in the future means strengthening the foundation that makes Claremont special, while preparing for the opportunities and challenges that are ahead of us. It means maintaining safe streets and reliable infrastructure. It means supporting local businesses and fostering economic vitality. It means protecting our environment and advancing sustainability. It means ensuring that public safety remains responsive and innovative. It means engaging in our community, because our greatest asset has always been our people. The decisions we make today about housing, transportation, climate action, our parks, technology, and fiscal responsibility will shape the Claremont our children and our grandchildren inherit. We are not simply managing a city year to year. We are stewarding a legacy. This afternoon, I'm proud to share how Claremont is investing wisely and thoughtfully in our future through strategic planning, community partnerships,
responsible budgeting, and a commitment to preserving the character and values that define us. Claremont has always balanced tradition with progress. That balance is our strength, and together we continue building a city that honors its past while boldly embracing what lies ahead. The future of Claremont is bright because we are making these investments, and because we're making these investments together. With that, I'm very happy to introduce my friend and colleague, Jed Lieno, to talk more about the city's financial outlook and the city's budget.
Good afternoon, everybody. In June of 2024, the City Council unanimously adopted the 24-26 operating and capital improvement budget. It is a balanced, forward-looking financial plan that reflects both fiscal responsibility and our commitment to maintaining the high level of service that our community expects. The city reported a projected $3.9 million general fund surplus for the 24-25 year, driven by strong growth in property and sales taxes. The City Council allocated funds to boost reserves to nearly $11.6 million and paid down pension liabilities. For fiscal year 25-26, the city's general fund revenue is projected at $36.6 million, with approximately 60% generated from sales and property taxes. The remaining revenue comes from local taxes, service fees, permits, and reimbursements. Our general fund expenditures and transfers out are also projected at $36.6 million. We are investing in the future, and that means more than just balancing numbers on a page. It also means planning ahead. This budget sets aside $1.2 million to address long-term pension liabilities, and the city made additional payments totaling $1.5 million towards reducing our CalPERS unfunded liability with the 24-25 surplus. We increased our emergency reserve by $500,000, targeting a 30% reserve level for the estimated 26-27 operating budget. And this ensures that Claremont remains stable and prepared in the face of economic uncertainty. We allocated an additional $1.9 million to the equipment facility revolving reserve, helping fund the replacement and maintenance of critical city infrastructure and facilities. At the same time, we maximize the investment of available cash, generating approximately $2.4 million in interest earnings over the past 4 quarters. That is revenue that directly supports city services. Our commitment to infrastructure is clear in the $12.1 million capital improvement program, funding street and sidewalk maintenance, street improvements, sewer and storm drain repairs, accessibility improvements, park improvements, and traffic signal upgrades. These are not just construction projects, they are investments in the safety, accessibility, and quality of life for all residents. This year, the city also adopted a long-range financial plan that provides an overview of the city's financial capacity based on assumptions for the next 10 years. The long-range financial plan gives the council, management, and citizens a financial outlook beyond the 2-year budget cycle. It also serves as a planning tool for longer-term priorities and needs. The plan allows for the city council to develop a strategic vision and serves as a tool for informed decision-making, transparency, and accountability, further engagement, and risk management. The city budget, combined with the long-range financial plan, have the goal of responsible stewardship today and also creating opportunities for tomorrow. We are committed to creating an environment where business can grow and succeed. Claremont's retail space remains sought after, keeping our vacancy rate low. Auto sales and hotel stays remain steady, along with professional services and dining. This year, Finney's Craft House opened in the village, along with Kozu Izakaya, Nudology, Amore's Mexican Food, and the Drift Studio. We also saw the opening of the Happy Burger and Dave's Hot Chicken on Auto Center Drive. Shout out Dave's Hot Chicken, my son's favorite. And we are also looking forward to the opening of the new Residence Inn by Marriott shortly. At this time, I would like to invite Corey Kalaikai to speak on other developments in the city. Please give it up, Councilmember Kalaikai.
Thank you, Jed, and good afternoon, distinguished community members. It is an honor to participate in the State of the City along with our mayor and my colleagues. Over the next several years, Claremont will see a variety of construction projects that will enhance our city's infrastructure, improve transportation, and expand housing options for families and individuals at all stages of life. These projects represent more than just construction. They are investments in a stronger, more connected, and vibrant Claremont. Major infrastructure projects are already underway. On November 3rd, 2025, Claremont Boulevard was temporarily closed between Foothill Boulevard and 6th Street to support the development of the CMC Roberts Campus Sports Bowl. This project includes critical utility upgrades and a new pedestrian tunnel, enhancing both safety and accessibility. First Street is also undergoing maintenance to fill cracks and replace asphalt. And Mills Avenue between Moreno and Arrow Highway will soon see improvements to better serve our community. Transportation investments extend beyond our streets. The Foothill Gold Line extension, a project that will bring a new Claremont station, is currently in the design phase. This vital connection will offer residents greater mobility and link our city even more closely to the region. At the same time, new housing and commercial development that serves to meet the needs of our growing community are advancing. The Parkview La Puerta development has begun grading for 55 new homes, with model homes expected next year. The 365 West San Jose condominiums, a 12-unit residential project, is under construction, and the Olson Company's Descanso Walk project has also welcomed new residents into its affordable housing units. Additional projects like City Ventures on Indian Hill with 70 townhomes and Larkin Place, the newly constructed 33-unit supportive housing development, are intended to ensure that Claremont continues to offer housing opportunities for a diverse range of residents. Finally, educational and community-focused investments, such as the newly opened Robert Day Sciences Center this past fall, will help nurture the next generation of thinkers, innovators, and leaders right here in our city. Each of these projects, whether roads, transit, housing, or educational facilities, is a tangible step towards building a stronger future. They may bring temporary inconveniences like detours and construction noise, but they aim to ensure that Claremont remains a city where families can thrive, businesses can grow, and our community can flourish for decades to come. It is now my honor and pleasure to introduce my colleague, Sal Medina, who will continue our presentation.
Thank you, Corey. Good afternoon, everyone. So happy to be here with this group. I hope you're all enjoying or have enjoyed your lunch. This year, the City Council continued its strong commitment to enhancing the quality of life for everyone who calls Claremont home. At the heart of every decision we make is a simple goal of ensuring our community remains safe, welcoming, vibrant, and supportive for residents, visitors of all ages and backgrounds. In 2025, this council approved a series of capital projects that strengthen the everyday experiences of our community. We improved roads and sidewalks that make it safer and easier for cyclists, pedestrians, and drivers to navigate our city. We expanded access to playgrounds and parks, improved park signage, preserved historic structures, our treasured urban forest, and provided meaningful assistance to some of the most vulnerable neighbors. Most importantly, many of these projects began with individuals like you. They stemmed directly from public engagement during the planning process and from residents who took the time to share their priorities with the City Council. That collaboration is one of Claremont's greatest strengths and leads to innovative solutions. One program that continues to make a measurable difference is our temporary housing stabilization and relocation program. Now the program is in its third cycle. This program assists income qualified renters and those in need of emergency rental support, helping them to remain safely housed during challenging times. It also provides financial assistance to local housing providers who wish to improve or upgrade their properties, while incentivizing rents to remain below market value. Since beginning the program, we have assisted more than 200 tenant households and distributed more than $1.68 million allocated to supporting housing stability in our community. That represents more than just dollars, but families supporting household lives. This fall, we engaged our residents in our long-range planning for streets and transportation infrastructure improvements. The Claremont Active Transportation Plan began with a series of community engagement events to identify obstacles and improvements to the city streets. The community's input will be used to develop a plan to improve pedestrian, cyclist, and vehicle safety and accessibility. The second phase of the planning process will begin later this year when we take suggestions and recommendations from the community input. We also saw the power of community collaboration and action with the Lewis Park Playground projects. After thoughtful feedback from residents, city staff worked closely with neighbors to design a truly inclusive playground, one that serves children of different ages and abilities. The playground was completed last April and is a popular destination for families. The conversation around Lewis Park also sparked something even bigger. Through the public engagement process, the city staff developed a park improvement plan of all Claremont parks. This comprehensive plan evaluates the age, the condition of park facilities, prioritizes improvements, identifies funding sources, and outlines the public engagement process for future projects. Amenities assessed include playground equipment, restrooms, safety lighting, pathways, parking lots, sports courts, and field lighting. Staff is currently developing a plan for a new playground, restroom, gathering space, and outdoor fitness area at Larkin Park. Staff has held 2 community workshops and conducted a community survey to collect community feedback. The project is scheduled to the project is scheduled to go before the Community and Human Services Commission later this spring, with construction beginning next fall. These efforts reflect more than infrastructure improvements. They reflect the thoughtfulness of community-driven approach to maintaining and enhancing the spaces where we gather, play, and connect. The quality of life is not built overnight. It is shared through careful planning, steady investment, and meaningful public input. In 2025, the City of Claremont will continue to work with intention and collaboration to make all of Claremont an incredible place to visit, work, and live. And thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite my colleague, Vice Mayor Reese, to continue the program.
Thank you, Sal. Good afternoon, and thank you to the Chamber for hosting us today. It's always wonderful to work with a great organization like the Claremont Chamber. In Claremont, we value most, I think, is feeling secure. Whether it's walking through the village, running a business, raising a family, or simply knowing your neighbors are protected. That's why public safety remains one of the City Council's highest priorities. It's a core responsibility of local government and foundational to the quality of life we value in Claremont. You know, I want to take a moment to thank the members of our police department because the work they do every day often goes unseen, but makes a real difference in our lives. You know, we have made it a priority to support our police department, making sure that they have the tools, ongoing training, and resources they need to serve the community professionally, effectively, and safely. Over the past year, the department has upgraded its communications and dispatch systems, expanded training, and improved facilities at the police station. We also broke ground on a new dedicated locker room for our female officers, an important step. That's right. An important step that reflects the growth and evolving diversity in this profession. We've also strengthened recruitment and retention efforts to attract and keep talented individuals committed to serving our community. Last year, we proudly swore in Mike Cizik as our police chief and promoted Buzz Ewing and Jason Walters to captain. These investments in leadership is what positions the department for a strong future. The department continues to targeted enforcement operations addressing prostitution and human trafficking, underage tobacco sales, and impaired driving. These important efforts, funded through state and regional grants, enhance community safety while responsibly leveraging outside resources. In response to last year's local and regional fires, we launched the RAVE Emergency Alert System, giving residents the ability to receive timely emergency notifications by text or email. This system is used for evacuations, critical emergency updates, and significant police activity alerts, providing real-time information when it matters most. Last year, Councilmember Kalaikai, under his leadership as mayor, convened an emergency preparedness ad hoc committee made up of community partners and city commissioners to review existing plans and recommended improvements. This work is especially important as CAL FIRE has expanded Claremont's fire hazard severity zones, placing more properties within high fire areas. Affected properties received brush clearance notices in February with inspections beginning in May. Brush clearance remains one of the most effective tools we have to reduce wildfire risk and protect homes, public spaces, and neighborhoods. To further enhance transparency and communication, we recently introduced a new online police activity map. These tools allow residents to view police bulletins, missing person alerts, and information on calls for service throughout our community. We're also finalizing a new agreement with Tri-City Mental Health Services to implement a mental health crisis response team that will work alongside our officers in the field. Tri-City continues to be a value partner in addressing mental health needs in our community. In addition, the city provides navigator services through Tri-City to assist individuals experiencing homelessness. In 2025, Claremont expanded its homeless outreach services through a partnership with LA CADA, or as us political wonks call it, La CADA. This partnership was funded through Measure A and coordinated by the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments. These teams connect individuals to shelter, treatment, and long-term support, helping to create real pathways to stability. Together, the La CADA team, the Tri-City Mobile Response Team, and our Navigator program work with city staff to connect people to treatment, shelter, and supportive services, helping individuals move toward long-term stability and independence. All of these efforts reflect something important about Claremont. We believe in being proactive, prepared, and compassionate. We invest in safety, we support our community, and we take care of one another. With that, thank you, and I will turn it back to Mayor Stark.
Thank you so much, Ed. And thank you to our whole team. Thank you to the city council members. Just as a side note, it really is dynamic and interesting and with all your heart kind of service that all of us provide. And it's truly an honor to work shoulder to shoulder with all four of you guys. So thank you. And thank you so much for sharing all of our accomplishments and highlighting our investments in our community's future. I invite the community to learn more about each specific project and programs by following the city on social media, visiting our website, and download our city app and subscribing to our weekly city manager's newsletter. You can all do that right now. You can get the app from the App Store. You can subscribe to the city manager's newsletter, which is an essential way to keep up with the kind of weekly activities of the city. You can do that from the website. And you can follow us on socials just from your social media. It is really important to stay involved so we can keep getting your feedback. We also have a full schedule of special events coming up, including the Spring Egg Hunt on April 4th. Camp Claremont registration, it will start taking place next week, March 29th, for summer camp sessions beginning on June 15th. The Claremont Freedom 500 Run Walk returns on the 4th of July, and thank you so much to Rotary for being our partner in that. And we're also still gonna have the parade and the fireworks show and all the fun festivals at the park and everything. It's gonna be great. The summer concerts are gonna run from July 6th through August 24th. And I know that we'll see many of you guys there and with your families too. I wanna again thank our city staff for the work they do to make Claremont an amazing place to live, work, and visit. A special shout out to Bevan Handel. Thank you so much for creating this program. She's the one. She's the one who did all this, and then we just get to look good from her hard work and thoughtful and intentional writing. So thank you so much. Let's see here. We have covered a lot of information, and I want to make sure to allow for public comment. Staff is available to answer questions. At this time, it's my pleasure to open public comment. You will have 3 minutes to speak, and there we go. Any questions?
So if you have questions, if you can please make your way over here. I have a microphone. We have a magical timer for the 3 minutes. So you're welcome to come over here and I will hand you the microphone. And if you don't have questions, in the chamber world, we've told people to come up, we will absolutely call on you.
Oh, are there questions planted out here?
It looks like I get to go first. How exciting.
Welcome.
Thank you very much, City Council, for the lovely updates and presentation. I kind of have a two-part question. Firstly, we've kind of seen a little increase in crime recently. I was just curious what the city is doing to protect our local village businesses. And then second question, I think I speak for a lot of us when we want to find out kind of what the status is with Walters and when we're going to get Walters back.
So that's a two-staff question. Could I ask Captain Ewing to come on up, and then for the second question, Brad or Joe? Thank you.
And I was asked to tell who I am. My name is Ben Nance. I'm a realtor here in Claremont.
Thank you for being here.
I've been. So in regard to the question regarding the increase in crime, we haven't noticed any large increase in crime. There's always fluctuations that come here and there. Our officers are out patrolling 24/7 every day of the week. They're always out there middle of the night, during the day, trying to address any sort of issues that they see that come up in that time frame. They're making new friends out there as we speak. Those folks that may be out conducting illegal activities, they're out there making sure that they know that that's not allowed here in Claremont. We want to make sure that we keep all of you safe, your businesses, your homes, your families, and everyone else. So hopefully that answered the question for you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, guys. And then Brad will field the next one.
Good afternoon, everybody. Walters Restaurant. Yeah, we get that question a lot from the community. Beloved place. People miss the dining experience. So we've been working with them on their renovation after they had a fire incident out there. Joe Caro, our building official in the audience here, does weekly inspections. It's been a real challenge, but we're making great progress. We expect them to open probably mid-April-ish is what they're telling us. So they're getting very, very close, almost completed.
Thank you for those questions, Ben. I would like to say also, just to sort of add, council has been presented with conversations around having designated patrol. And so that is something that we can look towards the future. Of course, designated patrol like in the village or around the 210 would require investments in our police department, investments, having a larger team to be able to provide that kind of service. But these are the kind of investments that we're empaneled to make. So please let us hear from you. What other questions do we have? Hi, so good to see you.
Good to see you. My name is Vicki Chu. I'm a longtime Claremont resident, but I'm also representing the Claremont Club today. My question is, are there any updates on the progress for Village South?
Thank you. I'm going to call Brad back up here for that.
It's the Brad Show.
Hello again. There is actually, as recent as last week, we had an update from, let me start with, when we talk about Village South, the way that project was approved, it was essentially a north, it was 3 phases, but there was a north portion that we refer to as a track map and a second track map for the southern portion. So last week, city staff met with the development team for the north portion, which is essentially immediately south of the rail tracks to the King Precision Glass building. And they actually had some very exciting news for us. And these projects take a really, really long time. You can imagine projects of this size and complexity. We're 10 years into this project from the planning phases. So I hate to say in California, projects like this can take 10, 15, 20 years to come to fruition. So, but anyway, the exciting news that we got last week is Artico Partners. I'm not sure if Jerry's in the room or not. I don't think I see him, but Artico Partners has been meeting with some new funding groups and some other development teams that they may partner up with. And they think that they are very close to securing the financing. They gave us a very aggressive schedule on when they could start their CD drawings or construction drawings. They think within the next actual 12 months, which seems pretty aggressive, but we're happy to hear that. So that's the update on kind of the northern portion. The southern 2/3 of the project site is really a different story. Not a story we're too excited about, actually, at least from a city staff perspective. They have done, what we, in our opinion, see as a pretty radical change from the plan. They've actually reduced the number of residential units in that tract map with a preliminary application that we refer to as a SB 330 application. That's the type of application that locks in a developer into invests them in today's development standards. So they've turned in a plan that actually reduced the number of units by about 300 residential units. So it's not only drastically different in the number of units, but it's also drastically different in the typology of the homes proposed. We had 300 apartments approved through the Architectural Commission with, I think, 123 flats and somewhere in the neighborhood of 23 townhomes. So it went from 23 townhomes to now 100% townhomes of 140 units. So we just don't feel that the density is there. This is a part of the city that should have the densest housing. We don't think that it's consistent with the specific plan. The developer, I'm sure, is going to want to have heavy debate and dialogue about their opinion of that. The application is actually still in what we refer to as an incomplete phase. We've given a response letter that deemed it incomplete, so we'll see how they respond. But again, we feel that major portions of the plan are not being adhered to, is really getting active space on all the streets. With the design that they proposed today for the 140 townhomes, it has, as you can imagine, 140 garage doors that are served on these dead-end alleys that you see in a typical condo project all throughout the area. But not to dwell on the negative, back to a positive spin on this story is we've also heard from Judy Chu's office. And Congresswoman Chu, thank you, staff from Chu's office. We heard that they've secured $850,000 of funding as seed money for this project, so that any bit helps. There's going to be obviously many, many layers of financing to make a project this big and complicated happen. And also referring back to that meeting that was held last week with city staff, our finance director, our city manager, our city planner. I actually wasn't in attendance, but the developer has invited their consultant, and I think we're getting a much better understanding of what a enhanced infrastructure finance district is. It's not anything new. It's been around since 2014. And it took a while for California cities to start engaging in that process, but it's really a way to supplement what used to be redevelopment agencies. And so I think we have a lot better understanding and a lot more positiveness about that working for this project. And again, the many layers of financing. What this district will do is will allow tax increment financing to allow a district to be created, and then bond financing to be secured and pay for the upfront cost of the big infrastructure items like streets and sewer and water and dry and wet utilities. So again, that's exciting news. And so at least the northern portion of the project we feel is moving on a much faster track than we imagined. And I guess one final thought is there's still the groundwater and soil cleanup out there, but that's progressing through the state water board. So that's my update.
We could still fight for the vision that the community spent so much time and effort and thoughtfulness in creating. So, right? Okay. We're gonna fight. At least I'm gonna really fight for that vision, because really what we want to be creating is more community. And not to disparage any type of housing stock. Well, a lot of times when we talk about density, we lose sight of what density means. Density, by nature, the word sort of sounds crowded, but oftentimes density, by going up, we're creating more space on the ground. So we're actually creating less crowded developments. And so by supporting that density, we're actually supporting more public space and more opportunity for us to be together as a community. So we're gonna fight for it. What other questions do we have? What? Really? Gosh.
Come on, Seth.
Yeah. Just as an aside, we take public comment for half an hour.
Hi, my name is Seth Pringle. I'm the director of the Claremont Lewis Museum of Art. And, Claremont is an amazing, rich history in the art. And I wanted to hear about public art and, what your vision might be as mayor, and then also maybe what kind of things can we look forward to that are happening or in the works in the public art realm.
Thank you, Seth. And also, just so that you know specifically, we as a council are committed to maintaining and investing in our historic buildings and our historic stock that the city is responsible for. So the depot is going to be budgeted for in the next cycle. And so that goes for other nonprofits that also make use of our historic buildings. The museum, Claremont Heritage, the Courier, and then all of the space up at Padua Hills that we all like to enjoy special events at. So I'm going to ask Bevan to address the public art component. Thank you.
For those of you who don't know, we have a public art program in the city with a public art committee that oversees approvals for development projects for our 1% for art, as well as using some of the funds we have to allocate to public art projects in the city. So this year we're going to have actually several public art projects that'll come to fruition, including in El Barrio Park. It's a very large sculpture project throughout the park. We have an artist. That was a long process we did with the neighborhood around there to select. It's quite a lengthy process to select an artist and an art project that really celebrates the history of that neighborhood and honors that history. We have the artist, and it'll be going with the agreement in April to the city council. In process is a sculpture by Vince Skelly for the City Hall, and that is actually taking a large tree that was blown down during the windstorm and creating a carving for our City Hall from that piece of tree that came down. And then we'll be doing a partnership with the Teens Committee in town and doing a mural on the wall of Lizzie's Gold Mine and doing that with the teens in the community, creating a concept completely come together from the teens, and we'll have a mural there. So those are 3 projects, and then we continue to do city art exhibits at the Hughes Center and City Hall.
Can we do a quick explainer on how the public art program?
Sure. So the public art fund is a percent of development fees, the building permits, a percentage of that, 1% for commercial, 0.5 for residential. The developers give that to the city or to do a project, or they may do a project on their property. If they choose to do one on their property, this Public Art Committee looks at that, approves it, gives their feedback, and then they can create the art on their property.
Thank you, Devin.
I thought of a question.
Good. Welcome, Beatrice.
Thank you. This actually is not related to theater. I have been reading in several different highly regarded periodicals about the concern with the current heat wave and the resurgence of El Nino in the area. And we know that we've had, issues with wildfires and so forth. I'm wondering if the city is looking at the prognostications for a very, very hot summer, and whether they are doing anything within the city or in partnership with LA County Fire to prepare for fire abatement and all the things that could happen.
Thank you. I'll have Adam come up and address that question about cooling centers.
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, so our responses to climate related incidents and climate in general is pretty varied. From a very human resident centric perspective, when we do have hot summers, we open up facilities throughout the city for cooling centers, so that those who have inadequate cooling systems at home can avail themselves of opportunities to remain cool and safe during heat waves. Beyond that, we also work pretty closely with LA County Fire. As we all know, even when we've had a wet winter, it doesn't take long before all of the green vegetation that we have throughout the city and throughout the wildland urban interface turns brown and dries out, and then towards the end of the summer becomes really susceptible to wildfire. So we work very closely with LA County Fire on weed abatement efforts in those areas to make sure that there is sufficient clearance between those dry areas and residential and commercial properties, so that they aren't susceptible to or in danger during wildfire events. Beyond that, as a staff, we've become much more attuned to changes in weather and how they impact the city. As you all know, we've seen some pretty significant windstorms over the last 5 years. The one in early 2022 is pretty devastating in terms of an event for us. We lost over 300 trees. So all of our staff is paying much closer attention to weather patterns than they used to. Even from the perspective of making sure that our staff is on call, ready to respond, that, in the event of rain events, that our storm drains are cleared and that we don't put ourselves at risk for flooding events. We do all of those things to make sure that the impacts are minimized as much as possible ahead of the events. Does that answer the question?
Just wanted to ask a follow-up to that. So in terms of these cooling centers, how accessible and how publicized are they to senior citizens, to the unhoused? Is there enough space to accommodate everybody who might need these cooling centers?
Yes, there is. And we have a very active social media presence. Our public information officer, Bevan Hendel, works very closely with our community and recreation and human services department, who operates the cooling centers, primarily at the Hughes Center. It's our largest community center with really significant capacity for anybody who has that need.
Hi, everybody. My name is Andy Regano. I work in school PR across school districts across the state, as well as own a small communications firm here in Claremont. So my question was about artificial intelligence. I actually wrote it down just to make sure I didn't mess it up. So what I was looking for was just curiosity if Claremont sees any opportunities to responsibly, of course, leverage artificial intelligence, or if it's something that you guys have been already in communications about across the city, just to enhance city operations. I do some work in the Bay Area. I know they're like a really innovative tech space, but they have some really cool things happening with AI to like be able to figure out when like potholes are going to be emerging and traffic light issues are emerging. I guess it's just really cool things that I've been kind of wondering about.
Yes, we, as a matter of fact, very recently started looking at adopting an AI policy that, as you mentioned, allows us to use AI responsibly. And I think that's going to be our biggest challenge. We haven't really availed ourselves extensively of AI for city operations, and we'll look at opportunities to do that. We are members of a number of organizations related to, public works that showcase vendors who are now starting to dip their toes into AI and provide ways of doing analyses using artificial intelligence that may assist us in the future. And we're certainly open to hearing what kinds of things those companies can bring to the table in terms of the efficiency of the work that we do and identifying problems before they happen so that we can address them more cost effectively.
I just want to add too that it's really important that we're able to adopt best practices from other similarly sized communities. And we get that ability too from our regional partnerships and our statewide partnerships with League of Cities. So thank you for that. I wanted to mention too briefly about Beatrice's question about climate. We did get one public comment that was written in through email about our urban forest. And the maintenance of our green infrastructure and continued investment into our green infrastructure is vitally important and actually positions our community to really address natural solutions to climate change, because our tree canopy is vital to having cooler streets and a number of other assets to the community. Any other questions for us today? Well, with that, then I again want to express my sincerest gratitude for spending your lunch with us today. Again, thank you, Bevan, for a terrific presentation. Thank you to all of city staff who came. Thank you to the chamber and to what an incredible team, a team of 4. Like, this is incredible. Look at all of us here having a delicious lunch from your efforts. So thank you so, so much. And with that, enjoy finishing your lunch and each other's company, and look forward to deepening our relationship. And that's it. That's the state of our city.